Hey everyone, welcome to Board Game Essentials. My name is Kodai. Today I'm going to be teaching you Welcome to the Dungeon. This is a 2 to 4 player bluffing style card game where players are going to be drawing monster cards and placing them into a dungeon. Only one player is allowed to run the dungeon and see if he succeeds or fails. Let me show you how to play. This is what a typical two-player setup looks like in Welcome to the Dungeon. Each player is going to receive their reference card outlining each monster in the deck. They're going to choose an adventurer. In our case, we chose the warrior and his starting equipment. To his left, we have the dungeon deck. Let's take a quick look at the reference card. The reference card outlines each monster card in the deck. At the 1 power slot, we have 2 goblins, and they can easily be defeated by a torch. That's what the symbol on the right means. In the 2 slot we have 2 skeletons, and they can be defeated by either a torch or a holy grail. And as you continue down, you have 2 orcs, 2 vampires, 2 hammer looking dudes, and then 6, 7, and 9 are the boss cards, and there's only one of them in the deck. Let me take you through a typical turn. So a player is going to either draw a card or pass. So let me describe what happens during draw a card. They're going to draw a card, and they look at it, and they see they have the 1 power goblin, who can be easily defeated by a torch. This player decides, this is easy enough, he's going to place it in the dungeon. This player decided to put the goblin in the dungeon run deck because the torch is still available, and it's only 1 power. What the torch does is it defeats monsters with strength 3 or less. So he's not really too afraid of it. Looking at his other equipment, he has a Vorpal Sword, which defeats 1 monster that you choose before entering the dungeon. You can declare any type of monster. You could say, I declare that the 5 power hammer guy is not going to be a problem for the warrior. He's going to defeat him no matter what. The Holy Grail says defeat monsters with even numbered strength. The Dragon Spear says defeat the dragon. The dragon's the level 9 power card. And then the other 2 pieces of equipment are the health. There's a +3 and a +5, and the warrior starts with the initial health value of 3. Health is important. If you cannot defeat a monster cleanly by using an equipment card, it will be subtracted from your total health. Continuing on to player 2's turn, he's going to also draw a card. And he sees that it's the level 4 vampire, who can be easily defeated by a holy grail. This player decides he doesn't want this in the dungeon, so he's going to place it face down, and he's going to be able to select any item card that he wants to remove. So when he removes it, he places it right on top of the card that he does not want in the deck anymore. So in our case, he took the Holy Grail. So the Holy Grail is not available for the warrior to use anymore. Player 1 goes again. He's going to draw a card. And it's the level 9 dragon. The Dragon Spear is still in the warrior's equipment, so he's not too afraid of it. He's going to put it in. Player 2 goes again. He's going to draw a card. And he sees it's the level 6 Spectre. I think he wants this one in. Because he removed the Holy Grail, I think he wants the other player to run the dungeon after he passes on his next turn. Player 1's going to go. He draws an orc. The level 3 power orc that can be defeated by the torch. Let's say for bluffing purposes, maybe he doesn't want this in, or maybe he's hoping the other player will go into the dungeon. He's going to take a gamble and remove the Dragon Spear. This might alert the player 2 that something might be going horribly wrong in that deck, so he chooses to pass. After all players have passed, then the remaining player that did not pass has to run the dungeon. So let's take a look at that. He will flip over the cards in the dungeon and go through them one by one to see if he can defeat them. The first monster up is the Goblin and can be defeated by the torch. No problem. So the next card up is the dragon. He removed the Dragon Spear, so he cannot defeat this cleanly. So he has to subtract the total number on the top left from the total number of health the warrior has right now. So right now the warrior has 3 plus 3 plus 5, which is 11. So he can actually tank the dragon right now, so that's okay. So the next card he draws is the number 6 Spectre, where the Holy Grail is actually out of the game, so he cannot defeat this cleanly and has to remove more health. So the warrior only has 2 more health left. That's not good, and he loses. What that player is going to do is flip over his reference sheet card to the wounded side. After that, if he enters the dungeon one more time and loses, then he's out of the game. However, if he had won, he would earn a success scroll. 2 success scrolls wins you the game. That's how you play.